Alright, tuli ku Uganda YouTube channel mugana kwesizira okuba nga nkuweereza nga nze ne story y'omwana muwala gwe bayita Sheilah Gashumba. Fena tubadde tumanyi nti ali mu relationship ne mwami gwe bayita Rickman oluvannyuma lw'oku breaking out ne God's plan. Naye nga ebigambo ebiri mu story eno gyengedde okuwulira nga tebisanyusa oluvannyuma lw'okubanga avuddeyo n'akookunya omukwe gw'ebbaluwa n'aguteeka ku social media ze ez'enjawulo. Bw'ogenda ku Instagram ne ku Facebook osobola okuba ng'osangayo omukuku gw'ebbaluwa Sheilah Gashumba gwawandikidde bafaani be, era ng'agamba mu baluwa gy'akwandiise n'agiteeka ku mitimbagano, era kwasayininze wansi n'agamba nti bo ne Rickman batudde wansi ne balaba nti eby'omukwano gwabwe ogubaddemu okubanga gulimu okulumaŋŋana, okubanga mubaddemu essanyu n'ennaku nti gubadde guweddewo. Era n'ategeeza n'agamba nti batudde wamu bombi ne bakkiriziganya nga tewali kusikangana mu mukono, nga tewali kuyomba, ne bagezaako okulaba nti ng'ekintu bakita mu mazima nga buli omu talinaako kakukuna munne. Rickman ono tumumanyi nti muyimbi era nga artist akubye obuyimba bungi, ne Sheilah Gashumba tumumanyi nti mwana muwala akuba obulangu, akola gundi ez'enjawulo nnyingi, era ategeezezza ng'agamba mu gundi ye nti ye agenda kuba ng'afokasinga ku kaliya ye na biki ebimutwala mu maaso. Naye ng'amawulire genfuna gagamba nti omwana mulenzi Diamond Platinum nti yakiri emabega, nti era Sheilah Gashumba awera agamba nti ye ayagala kufuuka mukyala wa Diamond Platinum ayingire mu competition y'abazali ba Sebeto wamu n'abalala Diamond Platinum babeeranga. Era twalabyeko olubu lw'ebigere nti ekiseera kyonna ennaku zonna kigatto wanga ngambye nti temwewunya okubanga Diamond Platinum atandise okupepeya n'omwana muwala gwe bayita Sheilah Gashumba, nannyini figa, nannyini bintu, nannyini luzungu, kuba byonna bikimu yakyesigalizanga Sheilah Gashumba. Era nga ngenda kuba nkuwa story nyingi ddala enkwatagana ku Sheilah Gashumba n'omukuku ebbaluwa gwawandikidde. Era n'agamba nti ye agenda kuvaayo okufokasinga ku kaliya ye n'ebyo byennyininyini ebimutwala mu maaso n'ebimuyamba, nti era kati ali singo, talina muntu mulala yenna, talina musajja yenna. Naye ng'agali emabega gagamba nti David Platinum abeera akyamu. Ngenda kuba nkulekera bu video buno nga bw'obulaba. Ngera tuvudde mu it ended in tears wa Rickman wamu ne Sheilah Gashumba, era nkuletedde story eya mwana mulenzi munnamawulire wa NBS gwe bayita Canary Mugume ne mukyala we gwe bayita Shasha Ferguson. Era nga waliwo allegation ezigamba nti abambiri abo nabo kiyinza okubanja endinze tears oluvannyuma lw'okubeera nga ebbanga eryetolodde baavayo ne bakola embaga eyali ey'akawumbi plus, era embaga eyo yayogeza abantu bangi obwama okubanga Canary Mugume yavayo n'akwata mwana muwala Shasha Ferguson n'abeera nga mukuba embaga. Naye ng'ebigira bigenda maaso bigamba nti Canary Mugume yavaayo n'abeera nga yeekyangira ku mwana muwala gwe bayita Shasha Ferguson, olw'oluvannyuma okubeera nti yakizuula nti omwana gwe balina nti alayika alimuko DNA ez'omuntu omulala, nti omwana si wuwe. Era information eno nagifunye okubanga okuva ewali ttaka gwe, okuvanga yavuddeyo n'awandiika omugugu gw'ebbaluwa n'agamba ng'alaga allegation ezo nti waliwo ebitagenda mu maaso wakati w'omwana mulenzi gwe bayita Canary Mugume, omusomi wa amawulire aga NBS television. Nga lwatu tukyali awo, Shasha Ferguson yavaayo n'ateekayo obubaka, era bwengenda obbuwa wano muvuka video n'obwa Canary Mugume ng'atangaza ku nsonga zaabwe. Naye nga Canary Mugume agamba nti yeekengeramu okubanga asuubiriza mwana muwala ono kubanga nti abadde abaliga, era ekyavuddeko okubanga ne kireetawo olutalo wakati waabwe ne lugenda mu maaso, era ebyavuddemu bye bino okulaba nti Canary Mugume yagambye nti ayagala DNA. Oluvannyuma lw'okukola DNA kyazuuse nti DNA omwana gwe bayita Kailo nti siwa Tugume, era Tugume n'agamba, n'ayogera ebigambo bingi ddala, n'agamba achiwacha wewe nti nakuteekamu ssente zange nnyingi kumpi kawumbi plus, nti naye lwaki onkola kino. Naye nga allegation ezisinga zigamba ze sitamanyi bulungi mbu okusinziira ku kiwandiiko ekyo kyenkugambyeko ekyali takaggwa, kigamba nti omwana oyo alina DNA ez'omu ku batoopu ba NBS, nti era ye taata w'omwana structure enkula n'amaaso n'akajanja n'okwemoola nti be bamu ku batoopu. Era tujjukirako story ezimu ate omuwala ono naye yakomplainikako n'agamba nti abasajja biki tebamalira biki ensonga bwe zityo oluvannyuma lw'okubeera nti waliwo omwana muwala eyavaayo n'ateekako kanale mugume omusango n'agamba nti yali agenda mukwatira mu mmotoka y'omu ku muli w'ebisasiro oba ebisiyaga kankijjeyo bwe kityo. So allegations nayo ziri awo nti era kigambibwa nti omuwala tebyamuleka bulungi. Kati awo tumumanyi oba ankaani ayo naffe tetumumanyi ayinza okubeera nga nawe osobola omuteekawo awo mu comment ne tuba nga tumumanya omwami oyo. Naye ngenda kuba nkuweza story nyingi ddala kuba broken arts net ended in tears nyingi. Ngenda kubanga nkuwa video buno obwa Kanelo Mugume ng'ayongera okutangaza ku nsonga ezo ne Shasha Ferguson ng'ayogera okukatanya ku nsonga ezo. Muganda wange kyakuweereza amawulire mangi ddala ku Uganda YouTube channel. Muganda nkugamba towerabira okusubscribinga, okulikinga n'okuteekako akadde ka notification bell nga kitegeeza nti buli bubaka bwonna bwe tukola ku channel eno kuba gita source all information obeera obufuna bulambalamba. Era yongera okusubscribinga so tunoonya ku mitimbagano egy'enjawulo era nga osobola okuba nga buli bubaka obufunanga bwe tubufunye kuba eno bagita source of all information wetandikira. Ngenda kuba nkuleetera amawulire mangi ddala agakwatagana go n'ageyongerayo gonna ngenda kuba nga ngakuweereza I sign up for now nga tulaba kano ka video obutambi buno yongera okubanga obulaba mwana mulenzi Mugume akola omulimu ogw'amaanyi ayogedde ebigambo bibadde bingi ddala ne Shasha Ferguson ayongedde okubangala. Sign up ng'olaba bu video buno I sign up for now.
And you feel like you can't do it anymore, do it without, killing the image of the other person, because you're the mother, the other person is the father, you have kids together. If the relationship or marriage has failed, think about the kids. They don't need to know some things. They really don't. So I really think it's important to put marriage matters out of social media, because social media does not help. It's very important to give yourself time to heal away from social media. If you're to start afresh, it's important you do without destroying the other person's image, because at the end of the day, we all reap what we sow. There is nothing we do in this world we will not pay for. So why not?
Mr. Canary.
Hi, Shane. How are you? Is it Shane or Shine?
It's Shane. You got it right.
Okay. Can you hear me very well?
I can hear you perfectly.
Great.
So we're very close to each other, although I'm in Nairobi, Kenya. So I'm your neighbor.
You're just a neighbor here.
That's right.
Okay, great. Good to hear from you. How are you doing?
Doing well. It's a beautiful day. Happy to be in Nairobi, one of my favorite cities.
Yeah.
Although it's been a little while since I was in Kampala, which is one of my other favorite cities.
Yeah. Nice.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine. It's been so hot lately. The heat wave is insane. But today, a couple of minutes ago, actually, we received some rain, so much better.
In our culture, we say rains are blessings, so that's a good thing.
I guess in everyone's culture. How is Nairobi? What's the temperature like? It must be like in 19 degrees Celsius or 21.
Yeah, something like that. It's not too hot right now. It's kind of balanced. I think we went through our heat wave early this year.
Yeah.
The month of January was very hot, and now we're a little bit better.
Great. Okay, so let's talk about, so guys, thanks for coming to or tuning into the Instagram Live. We're going to be talking about everything you need to know about studying abroad. And today I'm hosting Shane Aman Premji.
You got it.
Co-founder of Cradle, and we'll be talking about everything Cradle. We'll also be talking everything about studying abroad and everything that you need to know. What are some of course, experiences other people have gone through, and yeah, and we'll be good to go. So Shane, first introduce yourself. I know you're the co-founder and chief finance officer at Cradle. What is Cradle?
Yeah, good to be with you, Canary, and nice to meet some of the audience today. So my name is Shane. I'm from Premji. I'm one of the co-founders of Cradle. As you know, Cradle is Africa's largest higher education platform. Canary, I'm getting a bit of feedback on my side. Are you getting feedback on your side too? A little bit of background noise when I speak?
Yeah, there's a little bit of feedback. I don't know how to manage that. Let's see. Do you have feedback now?
Let's see if there's any feedback now. Actually, it's gone.
It's gone, yeah?
It's gone.
Okay. I had rested the phone on my computer. I don't know what stand you're using.
If you could see my setup, I think you would not be so impressed. It's just a coffee cup that my phone is against.
Coffee cup. Let's send someone for a coffee cup. Okay. Do you still have the feedback now?
It's perfect now.
Okay, great. All right. Maybe you want to repeat the part of Cradle?
Sure. So great to be with you, Canary. Good to meet some of your audience. I agree. You got to use a water bottle. It's the best stand for a phone when you're on IG Live. My name is Shane Aman Premji. I am a co-founder of Cradle. Cradle is Africa's largest higher education platform.
Great. So what do we want to understand? Let's begin from, you're now in Nairobi, you were born in Canada, and we want to understand how do you transition because you're Canadian born and your names look like they are from Indian origin. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
No, you got it right. I know you're an investigative journalist. You've done your work already.
Yeah.
So I am Canadian born. I am of Indian ethnicity, but my parents are actually from East Africa.
Really? Where?
And this goes back 3 generations, primarily Tanzania and Kenya. So my grandmother on my mother's side was born in Zanzibar, in Tanzania. She grew up in Mombasa on the beautiful coast of Kenya. And my mom grew up in Moshi in Tanzania. My dad, same kind of story, born and raised in Tanzania. But you know, in the 1970s, there was a lot of political pressure. And one of the decisions their families made were they wanted to pursue study abroad for their kids. So the same conversation we're having today was happening 50 years ago in these same households.
What a good way to bring back that conversation. And but this whole idea of studying abroad, why is it such a good thing? Why is it such a big deal? Because I know some Pan-Africanists who say, you know, we're in Africa, we should be able to leverage on our own and everything. So why is studying abroad such a good thing?
Well, I mean, let's start by thinking about why does this industry exist? Why do students go to study abroad? I mean, one big part of it is we don't have enough universities in Africa. So if you actually look at the data, the number of universities for every young person on the continent is significantly lower than any country around the world.
Yeah.
So one reason that we want to go study abroad is because there aren't enough universities. And there aren't enough universities of international standards. Of course, you've got a fantastic university in Kampala that we all know about in Uganda, Makerere University. and there's some very good universities here in Kenya, but for the number of young people on this continent, we just don't have enough quality universities. But that's only part of the story, as you know, because when you go and study abroad, it opens up a world of opportunities. I mean, look at the story I started with. My parents went to study abroad in the 1970s. They actually met in university, and they got married in university in Toronto. Now, I'm not promoting study abroad as a way to find your wife or husband, but it happened for them. And as a result, I was born in Canada as a Canadian citizen. And growing up in Canada, I got a Canadian education. I worked for many years in investment banking, doing M&A, IPOs, financings for large businesses across Canada. But something was there, and it told me that you can get this great education, but where is this education best used? Where can I create the most impact? And for me, that was where it all started, where my parents were from, where my grandparents were from. That was East Africa. So I moved back to East Africa with the education that I got in the global north, or in the west, as some people call it. And it's allowed me to create significant impact over the last 10 years in East Africa.
Incredible. Also, we've heard about students who leave Africa and go and study abroad. And it's not as easy as it seems. You've paid your money, you're studying abroad, but there's just so many cases of racism. How bad is it?
Say that last part again. There's so many cases of what?
Racism.
Racism, yeah. Yeah, I think this is a really, important issue. And this is why we at Cradle, we always recommend that learners and students should do a lot of research before they choose where they're going to go. We spend a lot of time with students who are there in the US, in Australia, in Canada, in the UK, in Ireland. I mean, we work with more than 40 study destinations around the world. And it's really important to understand the nuances, not just of the country you're going to, but also the city you're going to and the state you're going to. For some of our colleagues here in Uganda who are interested in the US, if you go to California or if you go to Mississippi, it can be a very different experience. So what I always advise our students is that there is racism in different parts of the world. We can't deny that, and we can't hide from it. But that makes it even more important to choose the right places to go to, where we know that we're in a safe environment, where we know that our kids are in a place where they can thrive.
Right. So when you say that Cradle is Africa's largest online higher education platform, helping students, by the way, and their guardians or parents, apply to over 400 top international universities, and you are available in 40 countries. What does that mean? Are you like a platform I can go on and search for whatever I want and I'll be able to get it? At what level should I be? Is it only for graduates? Is it only for those that have finished high school? Like, what level should I be, and what sort of assistance or what sort of gap are you trying to bridge as Cradle?
No, these are all really important questions. I mean, let's start with who should come to Cradle. So if you are in high school and you'll be graduating this year or in the next couple of years, and you're considering going to university or college abroad, come to Cradle. If you're a parent, if you're an uncle, if you're an auntie, if you're an older brother or sister and you have siblings who are in that position, come to Cradle. But Cradle's not just focused on undergraduate students.
Yeah.
Half of the students who go with us are actually postgraduate